Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with some unfortunate news. Big Ramy will not be guest posing at this year's Pittsburgh Pro due to visa issues. And I hate to say this, but I had a slight feeling that Big Ramy was not going to make it to this guest posing for whatever reason. And I wouldn't be surprised if you guys had that feeling deep down too. But Ramy did put out an apology as well as his reason for not being able to make it to the guest posing. And if you guys remember last time, he didn't really give an exact reason and put out a letter apology. So at least Big Ramy decided to handle the situation better this time. And Ramy said he will be unable to make it to the guest posing due to visa delays. And I don't think there's anything that Ramy can do about that. But I'm pretty sure people are going to speculate and be like, oh, he just didn't want to stand next to Derek, stand next to Nick. But we have to take Big Ramy's word for it. Unfortunately, his visa got delayed and he will be unable to make it to the guest posing. But hopefully we do get to see Big Ramy at this year's Olympia. And in the next update of the day, we have a recent update from our current reigning Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford. And Derek was actually recently down in Mexico at the Fit weekend. And I believe him and Haney also did some type of workshop where they were both speaking on stage. Derek being a great ambassador for the sport. And we will get to see him very, very soon at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing. And looking at this update of Derek, what impressed me the most was the density. Now, I know Derek isn't as dense as a guy like Nick Walker in the upper body, but comparing Derek to this time last year, I definitely think he's a lot more dense. And also the separation in the quads in the offseason. I think we're going to see an all-time best Derek at this year's Mr. Olympia. And in the next update of the day, courtesy of Buys and Tries over on Instagram, I am a little bit late covering this update, but Samson Dauda did officially announce that he will be prepping at Oxygen Gyms going into this year's Olympia. And Samson said he will be under the watchful eye of Badr Boudet, but his wife Marlinka will still be coaching him. And honestly, I think this is a great idea. Oxygen is a great place to go train and just focus on strictly bodybuilding. And some people may not like Samson having his wife as his coach, but she brought him in incredible to the Arnold Classic UK. Samson was under a ton of stress prior to this show. He said his body was failing. He split with his coach Milos, and despite all of that, she arguably brought him in at his all-time best. But the decision to join Oxygen and keep his wife as his coach, at least for now, I think they're both great decisions for Samson Dauda. Now, based off my last video, some of you guys may think I dislike Samson for some reason, but I truly try to stay on an even playing field with all athletes and not show any bias towards them or against them. And in the next update of the day, ahead of the New York Pro, we have some recent updates from Quinton Eriya Quint Beastwood. And I think I can comfortably say this is the best I've ever seen Quint look as far as the front relaxed and the front double bicep pose. And I'm pretty sure all of us have him in the top 5 going into the New York Pro. But looking at this update, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I was thinking, is a second or third place possible for Quint at this show? I mean, this guy has a crazy structure. I also believe he can bring a factor of wow that some guys on this stage may not have. Quinton is going to be probably the biggest guy structurally within that top 5, and I think he can really stand out. But guys like Martin, Tonio, and Beef Stew are not going to be easy to beat. Let me know what you guys think. Now, speaking of Martin and Tonio, why not put these guys side by side? Early prediction. These guys are quite possibly going to be second and third place at the New York Pro, and you guys can take your pick on who's going to be second and who's going to be third. And I honestly think this could be the best comparison of the show. I think these guys are similar as far as weight and condition. I think Tonio's physique has a little bit more pop, so I would possibly give him the edge right now, but you guys let me know in the comment section below. And in the next update of the day, we have an update from Carlos Thomas Jr., and initially, I thought this was a recent update, but looking at the background, it honestly looks like the gym in Brazil, and I don't believe Carlos has been in Brazil since the passing of his brother. But we did get to see those crazy shots of Carlos just a few weeks ago, so hopefully he does compete this year. And such a shame we did not get to see him at the Arnold Classic Brazil. He would have been next to Rafa, Tonio, and Good Vito. But in the next update of the day, courtesy of Buys and Tries over on Instagram, Lee Haney put out a very interesting statement. Is it just me, or does 90% of the current group of bodybuilders have the same squatty shape? Wide waist, big arms, overly developed quads, small calves, and weird shoulders. Lee Haney, 8-time Mr. Olympia, with all due respect, it is definitely just you. And this is honestly very disrespectful to the current crop of bodybuilders, especially to the Mr. Olympia, the third place finisher, Samson Dauda. And to follow that up, it looks as though somebody closed their eyes and threw muscle at a dartboard without giving it any thought. The new Frankenstein era. And this is honestly unbelievable coming from an 8-time Mr. Olympia in Lee Haney. But with his status, I'm going to keep this very simple. I strongly disagree with this statement, and I cannot think of one bodybuilder that fully fits that description from top to bottom. I think Lee Haney would enjoy watching classic physique a lot more than open class bodybuilding. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think? With all due respect. Now let's switch over to Classic Physique. We do have some recent updates from Mr. Classic Physique Robert Timms. Robert has still yet to announce a show, but Robert pretty much looks show ready as far as conditioning in the upper body. Now I don't think we've seen any leg updates from Robert yet, which we all want to see. At his last show, I think he actually slowed down training on his upper body to kind of create more of a balance from upper to lower. But maybe I'll reach out to Robert, kind of check in with him and see what's going on. I'm excited to see him compete. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this legendary bodybuilder? And as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 10K subscribers. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that's it. I'm out.